We're here today in Wellington, Florida at the Dressage Summit with classical dressage master Walter Zettle. How are you?
Thank you very much to be here.
Good. And also with Linda Parelli, the wife of Pat and co-founder of Natural Horsemanship. How are you?
Very good. Thank you for having us.
It's pretty amazing to me that you guys are all here together. This is a treat. Can you explain what brought you together?
Well, actually, my love of dressage goes back many, many years, and it was only when I started having big problems with my horse that I went to a cowboy for advice. And of course, that cowboy is Pat Parelli, and I never once imagined that I would end up here. But when I finally went back to studying dressage, we found Walter. We were very privileged to find Walter to be my mentor. And so the more that we understood about what each of us were doing, we saw that we had the same spirit, the same principles, and we really wanted to share this with the rest of the world, because a lot of people think sometimes dressage is, just pulling on horses, and it's not. The classical way is so beautiful and so principled. And I think the same thing with natural horsemanship. People think we just wiggle ropes on the ground and they don't think we ride horses. And yet this is really about good horsemanship and about understanding horses, the mental and emotional and the physical side of horses.
And how about for you?
That's the same as for me. When I came the first time to Parelli's, I saw how happy those riders were with their horses. They built up a relationship like we do, but I thought this way to build up a relationship is really more sure. They have on a long rope, they let the horse go. The horse learns every movement from the rider. On the end they did this, the horse did it, but he should go. The horse had so much trust to them, and they had trust to the horse. They did respect the horse, like we should respect the horse. And in the dressage we should get two completely different lives together. Mm-hmm. The horse is a very, very frightened animal, frightened from everything, and our human being, they very, very demanding, very not enough patience. They like to have everything done, and we hand-oriented, and we should really forget in riding the hands. We should ride much more with our mind and with gentle aids. I guess you saw it, yeah? Soft, and
yeah.
again. Then nothing can get brilliance when it is in force. It's done in force.
So I suppose all of those punitive aids that people use are really verboten here, and you're trying to make it so people know how to use their body.
That's right. And the less the aids we see, the more the horse will respond to these aids. The stronger I'm with my aids, then on the end the horse is not reacting anymore. He's dead to the aids. Mm-hmm. So we have to keep the sensitivity from the horse in our training. We have to keep this in our training.
Okay, well today, you're probably not going to believe it, but the lesson was that the Grand Prix is not that difficult. Okay, can you explain that one, both of you?
Yeah.
Well, I heard Walter saying that probably about a year ago, and I wrote it down and I had it on my phone as a reminder every day. And he said, the Grand Prix is not that difficult. We make it difficult in the basics. And I think one of the messages that came through so strongly these past 3 days was about the basics. It's all rhythm, relaxation, and contact. And you just keep working on those simple things and getting them right. And then you add in the more complicated things, but the horse doesn't even know that they're difficult. Mm-hmm. So it's about the art of training the horse and really keeping him mentally, emotionally relaxed and connected, but physically more responsive.
And how about
absolutely the same. When the horse should really trust me. He should trust me on the ground. He should trust me. Of course, he have to be respect me as a high ranking, but he should not fear me.
Big difference.
That's a big difference. The respect and afraid. Afraid should be really, or force should not exist in training. But the horse must respond and when we start out with the simple stuff and we really do only the simple stuff step for step. A friend of mine came every morning to Ludwigsburg and watched us for months. And he say, you know, to watch you guys is like watching grass growing. Setting the grass is there. Setting the grass was there. You know, but I didn't see. You know, you did build really up a sock, you know, and we have to do really a lots of transition so the horse really, I steady the horse. I have to steady the horse. You know, the horse is really our teacher. He have a great language, but mostly we don't try to learn this language. Yeah?
That's some good message.
Yeah, and when every reaction the horse is doing is really to tell me, yes, I understand when it goes good, or when it do something, a mistake, what really is not a mistake, is a mistake to understand, he did misunderstand my aids. So, not the horse have to change, I have to change. I have to change my aids so to make him understand.
That sort of comes back around to a Pat Parelli quote about if a horse doesn't do what you want, you didn't ask the question right, or how was that go?
Yeah, he says if the horse will do what you tell him to, or what he's been programmed to do. And sometimes we don't know that's what we told the horse, but he's sure that's what we've told him. And so if we punish him, then he's very confused, and what happens is we lose the trust. So as behavior specialists and more about the psychology of training in horses, we love coming together with dressage in this. It's a passion of mine. It's also actually something Pat's very passionate about because he thinks about dressage as high-level animal training. And so how can we do this so that the horse feels more harmony and more trust with the rider instead of being more alienated or not understanding? So the language of horses is something that's very strong in us. We, instead of trying to teach the horse our language, we learn his language, his body language. And if we can get more clear to the horse, then the horse, his life is simpler and his life is happier and his relationship with us is closer.
Great. Well, Linda, Walter, thank you for taking the time with us.
It was a pleasure.
Thank you very much.
For Sidelines TV, I'm Rob Jordan.